No, I moved here from, the longer story is I was born into an Air Force family. We moved around a lot, ended up in Sacramento. But my parents and my extended family, going back, are all from Wyoming and Nebraska, Colorado, that area. So when it was time for me to go to college, went out to the University of Wyoming, just had a great experience out there, degree in natural sciences, mathematics. Came back home to Sacramento where my dad retired, and followed my heart out to Sonoma County. Not for grapes, though, in this case, for a woman. My girlfriend, Mary, then girlfriend, now wife, Mary, who I went to school with since 7th grade, actually, in Sacramento.
Get the heck out of here.
No, seriously.
Wow.
It's, she came out to Sonoma State, and I went to Wyoming, and then I came home to Sacramento. She never went back to Sacramento. She stayed out here, and then I moved out to be with her. And so first position that I got in the wine industry was at a company named Winery. Still exists. It's a local independent wine lab. That was back in '99. Worked there for 4 years, looking through the microscope, checking on the bacteria and yeast and all kinds of stuff, wet chemistry. Loved it. Had an absolutely sleepless night one evening. Followed my heart. So the next day, told Mary I needed to leave Winery and go work at a winery. And so went to Chalk Hill Winery, worked there for 2 years, and then came over to Rodney Strong. That was 11 years ago. You get the hook at some point.
Yeah.
And for me, the hook didn't come from my upbringing. It came later, after moving out here and getting that job at the wine laboratory. And we were, part of our job was sensing the wine, doing wine sensory and tasting the wines. Of course, after a few days, we were able to take the samples home. So there was a huge wine education. The breadth of what's grown in Sonoma County is amazing.
Yeah.
That was the hook. And then I think full-on love probably came within the next few years. Yeah, I've been at Rodney Strong for 11 years. Yeah, Rodney Strong Wine Estates. So been making Davis Bynum since 2010 for the last 6 vintages. Yeah, getting to know vineyards takes a while, and I feel like I've got a pretty good grasp on our vineyards. But at the same time, they show you new things all the time. Plants can wake up on a different side of the bed, just like humans, and so you follow the vintages, and you find the differences vintage to vintage. It's pretty interesting. Your favorite block one year may not be the favorite block, may not even make the blend the next year, and but if it did make the blend, if it was your favorite block the year one, then it's got what I would call class. It's got class. It can get there again, and the ideal goal is to get it there every year. Figure out why it didn't make it that one year, and try not to do that. At the same time, there's so much involved in farming, so much that's out of our control, and a little bit that's in our control. That you just have to do everything you can, and there's always going to be some mystery to it, which is something that I really enjoy about this industry. Getting out in the vineyard and I breathe in the air, but you just walk in the vineyard. It's really, there's no way around not being out. You have to be in the vineyard.
Sure. Right.
And not only taste the grapes, but just see what condition the vines are in to really know where you are on that timeline. This is a single vineyard Sauvignon Blanc. It's a little unusual. You don't find too many single vineyard Sauv Blancs. It's called Virginia's Block. Virginia is Davis's wife, Davis's lovely wife. And so they live, by the way, up in Healdsburg, just a few miles away. And we were grubbing up the Sauvignon Blanc vines at our Jane's Vineyard and replanting to some new blocks of Pinot Noir. And I brought up the idea of just saving a couple of acres, some amount, to keep this Sauvignon Blanc, and it won approval. So, our viticulturalist said, well, this area over here is probably the best little spot. So we talked about it just for a little bit, saved 5 acres, and that's what's in the glass. So 5 acres makes about 1,500 cases, give or take, any given vintage. Can range a little bit. And it's east-west rows, so a whole lot of the style of the wine goes back to the vineyard itself, of course, and how it's grown. And I don't know that I really don't know that a lot of people may not know that, but in this case, these rows are east-west, So the sun, as we're in the northern hemisphere, of course, the sun is shining on the southern side, and the clusters on the southern side get golden, and the fruit flavors get more tropical. You can see the change, you can taste it. On the north side of the row, the clusters are greener, and so are the flavors. And so the style of the wine really is this balance, I think, between these tropical tones and a little bit of the herbal tones that are there in Sauvignon Blanc as well. Things, even like melon can be a little green. So it just, the tones of the wine, I think, strike that balance, at least when I hit it right, when I pick it right. That's the real challenge with that vineyard, is making sure that it's ripe enough on that south side, but not overly so, and the north side is come along, so you're getting away from the jalapeno. You don't want anything too strong like that. Oh, cheers. Yeah.